you're feeling kind of low, you can always be sure they're there. They will cheer you up, I know. You can always be sure they care. When you're cleaning tack, when you're moving muck, when you're doing all your chores, still you're having fun, you don't seem to mind, 'cause you know you and your horse are friends, friends, they're your friends.
Horses love exercise and pleasing their rider, even if it means stretching themselves to the very limit. We went to meet Monica Campbell and find out how she trains her young horses for show jumping. Monica has 4 top-class horses in training here at her Sussex stables, together with several younger horses that she's bringing on. Her modern stable yard is equipped with a large indoor and outdoor school, so she can work her horses in all weathers. We watched her working one of her best horses, Mango, in the indoor school. Horses need to be incredibly fit and strong to jump the high fences required in the major events, so their exercises have to be tailored to develop the right muscles. Ali used to teach Monica in her early riding career and takes a keen interest in her progress. She's half Norwegian and half Canadian, but she rides and trains her horses here in England. She's working towards the next Olympic Games, when she hopes to ride for Canada.
The walker, is it? Yes, this is the horse walker. Monica puts them on the horse walker half an hour before she works them to loosen them up. And then again, once she's worked them, as we saw, then she puts them back on again for another half an hour.
We looked at Mango's complicated tack.
And what's
then
this bit? It's quite different. Oh, this is Ali, what do you call this bit again in English? Well, it's a type of fulmer snaffle. It's got the long, long cheeks here that will help you a little bit with the turning. And in dramatic cases, that will always stop a bit from going right through a horse's mouth.
And this is just to keep it all neat, presumably?
No, that is to prevent the saddle from sliding back.
Oh, right.
Because his withers is it's a bit difficult. I've tried lots of different saddles on him, and they all slide back too far. And this is to prevent them. It's elastic, so it's nicer for him.
What sort of boots are those?
Well, they're tendon boots. They protect the tendons that run down the back of the horse's leg, like that. Those are very good in some respects because you can have a set for each horse, because you put them in boiling water when you buy them, and they're flat, and then you mould them onto the shape of the horse's leg.
You boil them?
You make them warm, and you put them on the horse, and so it moulds around the shape of the tendons, the bones, and everything. So each horse has his own shape. So.
As Mango cooled down on the horse walker, I talked to Monica. In the school just now, you were doing these wonderful sort of jumps.
In and out.
Oh, in and out.
Yeah.
Sorry, not jump. In and out.
Yeah.
What does that do?
Well, I do that because he's sometimes a bit slow in his body, and then we get into troubles, like I'll come too deep to fence and we'll knock it down. I mean, like today, the cups are getting flatter and flatter, the poles lighter and lighter, so you have to have a very careful horse today.
Right, because if they even touch it, it'll go off.
Yes.
So that presumably is much safer for the horse.
Yeah.
And what sort of height will he jump if he was put to it?
I think he'll jump very big.
All those exercises and training will hopefully pay off as Monica and Mango enter the show ring for the Everest Double Glazing Stakes. This is a qualifying competition, so Monica has a chance of going on to one of the big international shows at Wembley and appearing on television in front of millions of viewers. At this level of competition, the jumps can be as high as 1 metre 60 centimetres. To be a grade A horse, like Mango, which is the highest level, the horse needs to have won over £1,800. To give you an idea of what top horses win, Henderson Milton won £163,970 this year.
have our first jumping lesson. Now, I know a few of you have done a little bit of jumping, but it's so important to go back to the very first stages. Scott hasn't even done those yet, so we're going to start right from the beginning. Let's just show you the actual position for jumping. So Jackie, if you could just come forward. Now, can you all see? Now, Jackie, what we've done here, we've shortened her stirrups. So we have more angles of the body for the jumping position. You have the angle closed of the ankle, the angle closed of the knee. The rider slightly leans forward, shortening up the reins just a little bit. So you close the angle of the hip.
Here's Bella and Sam. There are 5 phases to a jump. The approach, the takeoff, moment of suspension, landing and getaway stride. Bella must approach the jump squarely so that she can clearly see its height and breadth. Sam determines the speed of the approach necessary to clear the jump, and at the takeoff she moves forward, closing the angles of the body.
And Scott, so the whole ride, walk, march and track off to the right. So Jackie, walk, march. Holly, quietly walk on. Holly, look up. And I want you all to quietly go forward to your jumping position, just in the walk. Try not to collapse forward. Jackie, keep the hand very still. Holly, jumping position. Rebecca, good girl, you're trying very hard, but you're completely out of balance. Try and sit a little bit. Now bring your lower leg back underneath you. No need to go so high off the horse's back. Now we're going to start. That's coming over a single pole. You must remember, you must be in the centre of your pole. In the centre, go forward to jumping position. Look up. That's good. Never look down at your fence, keeping the heel down, and then upright again. Go forward, Rebecca, look up. Good, a little bit too far forward then, Rebecca. You've got to think of holding your own body weight on your leg. Good boy, Scott. Right, the whole ride, trot on. Come over the pole, all right? Look for the middle of your pole, Jackie, sitting trot. And allow forward. Forward. All right, you're throwing yourself forward. Good boy, Scott, over the pole. Quick, quick, from your leg. Hold the neck strap. Woo, well done, but Scott, you're curling up like a little worm. Sit up. Holly, watch your hands, you're hanging on. Forward, Rebecca. Good girl. But you noticed how we've got the same problems in the trot as we had in the walk.
Andrew the farrier is at Paddock Farm today. He was very informative.
How do you take the shoes off?
You take the shoes off with a buffer, a hammer and pincers. This old chap's a bit stiff, so you have to be a bit careful with him. And we're lifting the quenches. Okay, like a chisel on the end of this buffer. What we're doing is we're lifting the quenches because they're like little claws, either cutting them right off or just straightening them. So we've got all 6 quenches unclenched. Now we take the pincers and we ease it under the shoe and start loosening it and prising it off, pulling it towards the outer side of the foot each time so that we don't damage and pull onto the sole. Okay, one shoe off. And we clean the foot out.
In the back of Andrew's van is a furnace for heating the shoes.
Now this is what has grown in 5 and 6 weeks, which has got to be trimmed off now, this wall round here. Okay, we start at the toe area and we trim it round. Now that's only a rough cut and we need a nice big file to smooth it right off, which is one of these. Now we're making the foot as level as possible. Okay, so that foot's now ready for a shoe to be fitted to it. Right, this is one straight out the fire. This is a hind shoe.
Why do you always have to bang it?
Well, I'm putting it into shape, into the horse's shape of its foot, because everyone's different. Good boy. Hind shoe, it's got 2 clips on it here. Right, so one side's a little bit higher than the other, so we just rasp that off. Starting at the toe, we put the 2 toenails in. So we now know the shoe's firmly in place where it was fitted. And we work back towards the heels.
As Andrew gives the finishing touches, back at the lesson, some of the riders were ready to tackle the cross poles.
Now, after doing the basic single trot pole, we've now got one canter stride between. But the same thing, you don't come in canter. You trot over this one. You land in canter, which will be about here. You do one canter stride to here, and then you pop out. Then you continue on down the field and come forward to trot again. Right, Rebecca. Rebecca, look for the middle of the fence. Stay well out, keeping your leg on. Tuck your fingers under the neck strap from your leg. Good girl, well done, but very crooked, Rebecca. Holly, quietly, stay out, watch your approach. Try not to jump it too much yourself. Forward, neck strap. Good girl. A little bit loose again in the saddle. Make a fuss of your horse. From your leg, Jackie, remember? You might fall a bit asleep. From your leg. Oh, well done, Jackie, but he looked a little bit sleepy, wasn't he? Walk and rest, that'll do.
Let's take a closer look at some types of obstacles. These cups that Holly is fitting allow the pole to roll off easily if hit by the pony. The pole is brightly coloured and 12 feet long. This fence is called an upright. Now Tom is finishing a parallel fence with 2 poles of the same height. Holly and Bryony try to build a spread. This has a cross pole and an upright. It's an excellent practice jump.
Of course, you don't have to have sophisticated jumps. You can make your own, like these ones.
Cowboys were even more ingenious at improvising jumps, using anything in their path. The sheriff's garden, an imaginary jump, a jolly deep hole, and when desperate, an obliging cameraman.
Well, here we are, right slap bang in the middle of London. And guess what we've got here? A farm. Not what you expected it. But that's what there is right here in the middle of the city. See if there's anybody in.
Hi.
Hello, are you Bernice?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Louise. How do you do? We understand you've got some horses here, is that right?
Yeah.
Do you mind if we all come in?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks very much indeed. Here we go, troops. Nestling between blocks of flats is an unusual spot to find ducks, rabbits, and other small farm animals.
Oh, no, it's rolling. Don't leave me back. Yeah.
What's that?
Barley, bread,
look.
Oh, wow.
So how many horses and ponies and things have you got here?
2 ponies and 1 donkey.
Do you sort of have paper lessons or do you work for them?
Well, sometimes we get given free lessons, but you do pay for them. Pay the farm.
Yeah.
Join.
Keep the farm going.
Yeah.
Helps to feed them all.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yes.
So can we meet the horses?
Yeah.
Or your ponies? Bernice introduced us to their horses, Trudy and Ugglebugs, Buggles for short, who recently had a lucky escape.
One time, someone came and broke in and stole Uggles. 3 men, and they took him round the street. Then let him go, and he came galloping down the road back home.
Oh. I understand that Trudy did a sponsored ride or drive or something, is that right?
Yeah, we went from the farm all the way to Mudchute Farm, 10 miles there and 10 miles back. Rode all the way there in the car, and it was a sponsored drive, and all the money we get goes towards the farm and quite a few people. And she did it.
Well done, 10 miles is a long way. You have lots of sort of snack breaks on the way.
Yeah, we just dropped her at the pub, and she went in the pub garden and that one.
Over the road, the farm have an outside arena for the riding lessons. It just shows that wherever you live, even in the centre of a city, if you look around, you can find the opportunity to ride and make friends with all sorts of animals.
Don't fall in.
Like a mobile rug.
That one's monster rug.
Ali's vet called at the farm and we managed to ambush him and quiz him.
This is James Sutton.
Hello, James.
Hello, how are you all?
Fine, thank you.
Do you like being a vet?
Do I like being a vet? Well, I do like being a vet, really. I remember it was the day before yesterday. I had my whole day worked out at 9 o'clock in the morning as to what I was going to do when. And my first call of the morning that I thought was going to take me about 10 minutes to look at a sick foal. And it turned out it took me more or less the whole day because we had to operate on it and give it a lot of care and looking after.
Dogs or just horses?
In our practice, we take everything.
Do you go to their house or do they come to you?
For the dogs and cats, or the horses? For the horses, on the whole, we go and see them.
For general care of a pony, what do you need to know?
One of the most important things is the diet for your pony. As I said earlier on, we see more problems through having too good a diet than from having too poor a diet. This horse is a good example, Bella, because she's got just exactly the right amount of weight on her. Her ribs are nicely covered. You can't feel her ribs when you run your hand down her like this. And nor has she got a great big fat crest on her neck here. That's just a nice neck. Sometimes, particularly with ponies, you see them with a huge fat crest on their neck there, and that's a sign that they're very much overweight. And it's sometimes very useful, I think, when you first get your pony, to keep it in a situation such as with Ali here, where you learn the basic stable management techniques as you go along.
Are horses dangerous?
Well, horses can be dangerous, yes, because they're very big animals, and they have several dangerous parts to them, and they can hurt you without meaning to. Very few horses will purposefully try and hurt you, but very often, just by doing a wrong move at the wrong time, they can hurt you entirely by accident. For instance, if you look at the horse's teeth, see, that's a good sharp set of teeth there, and the pressure when they close, if your finger is in the way, is capable of biting your finger right off. And the other thing is, look at this beautiful set of shoes. You imagine if that lands on your foot, Bella probably weighs 400 kilos. And if she stands on your feet, then again it can do you a very nasty injury.
Will it break my foot?
It would break your foot very easily.
We thanked James and let him get on with his work. And aren't you jolly glad you can clean your own teeth? Chiefly it needs to keep away from the sweets and stick to the wholesome grass. Which brings us to another subject. Horses, like us, need a varied diet. They need protein, carbohydrate, vitamins and minerals, all of which are found in good, succulent grass. However, when grass is scarce, as in winter, or when a horse is kept in a stable, you can substitute the grass with hay, and it needs to be supplemented. Let's take a look at the Paddock Farm horse larder.
Now, I'll just say, I use freezers.
Yes,
to
why do
keep
you
my...
use freezers?
Well, it stores the food nicely, it keeps it off the floor, it stops rats and mice, but a very important thing is you always dislodge the lid, because you never know.
Yeah.
And if you just take the lid off at the back, it's still sealed enough so a mouse can't get in, but it's a safety factor.
So what have you got here?
Well, in here, I have, this is barley.
Oh, this
This
is
is
barley.
cooked, flaked barley. You must never feed a whole kernel, they're called kernels really, because the horse can't digest it, so a machine comes along and it's all crushed. It makes it easier to digest. It's in here barley,
And
in
over
this
here?
one I've got horse and pony cubes,
Oh,
which
okay.
will just, these are the horse and pony cubes.
Yes.
That is all compacted, all the different sorts of foodstuffs, and you've got vitamins in there as well. But the main source of fibre at the moment that I'm feeding is called chaff. Now, chaff is chopped, basically hay and straw, but you see the black sticky stuff, you know? That's called molasses. It's like sugar, and it smells absolutely lovely. There's a sniff. And then here we've got something that's a little bit more complicated. But this is called sugar beet. Now sugar beet has to be soaked. If you feed this not soaked, it will swell in the stomach and cause colic. You can lose a horse through colic.
Really?
Yes.
So you said this, but what do they get out of this?
This is succulent again. It encourages them to eat. It's fairly fattening. It's moist, and it encourages them to eat the other foods you see like this.
Do sometimes horses not want to eat then? I mean, you always
Oh,
imagine a horse
yes.
rushing to its bucket
Well,
to feed.
that's a very good sign.
Yeah.
That shows a healthy horse.
And what a well-equipped larder needs is a mousetrap.
I come here every Saturday.
One Saturday morning, we went to the Diamond Centre at Carshalton, South London, where Sharon spends every Saturday, and every spare moment she can, helping and riding. This well-equipped riding centre echoes with the sounds of hooves and children's happy voices. Many of the chores around the yard are tackled with enthusiasm by youngsters, whose only reward is the pleasure of helping others. Well, they also get a free lesson. Sharon introduced us to her favourite horses.
This is Butty, and she's most popular with the more experienced riders because she's quite fast. This is Joker.
Joker.
Yeah, he's really gentle and he's good for the handicaps, you know.
Bigger horses like Joker are great at coping with the extra weight of riders who have less body mobility. Mounting begins for the mid-morning lessons.
No
giggling today, no.
Okay, you ready?
Hold on tight.
We talked to Pat Warren, who's the chief instructress at the centre.
Pat, can I ask you about things like, I mean, how long has the Diamond Centre been going?
Officially since 1974, but I think they started collecting money for the centre a long time before that.
Why is it Diamond?
Because when they started off, there was a Mrs. Jeffries, she had a farm, and the farm was called Diamond Farm. And Keith, Webb and June used to borrow ponies from Diamond Farm to take to Queen Mary to give the patients in Queen Mary's Hospital pony rides.
And can anybody come to the Diamond Centre, or do you need to be in the area? Do you need to have been recommended by a school? Or
No, but any rider can come to Diamond to ride.
And is there a waiting list for the Diamond Centre?
I'm afraid so.
Yes.
It's about a year. About a year.
Worth waiting for them.
Oh, I think it's worth waiting for, yes, yes.
This is an advanced class. Sharon and her friends are trotting and even cantering without stirrups. Back at the other lesson, Sophie did get the giggles. Emily decided she couldn't wait to be 13 and become a helper, and got stuck in. One parent explained how technology helps his daughter Lauren.
So this is a radio link, and it is a transmitter, and she's got a receiver so that she can hear her when she's riding.
So Lauren doesn't have to watch me the whole time. She can actually hear what I'm saying.
Otherwise, she'll have to turn around to Digby.
The end of another busy morning. A quiet nap. There's another lot coming in a minute.